Magic, from the mystical miracles of Merlin to Houdini's great escapes, to now, men have carried the secrets of magic to the edge of the new millennium.
It's the really big acts that defy logic, things like making a jet disappear. There's even a magician who could make something as massive and huge as the dome of the Texas State Capitol disappear. Wow. Magic? Not quite, but to reveal the secrets, we'll have to travel all the way to Montreal, Canada. Why? Because this is where Herbert Becker lives. Becker is the magician who is pulling back the curtain with this book on the closest thing America has to Oz, David Copperfield.
Remember when he made the Statue of Liberty disappear? Impressive, but
the explanation is fairly easy.
Becker says Copperfield hired actors for an audience, then built a platform with one very special feature.
It was actually like a large Lazy Susan, a big turntable.
A stage curtain goes up, blocking the audience's view of the brightly lit statue. While he talks to distract the audience, the platform slowly rotates them around towards a view of a fake platform at sea.
You'll see all the plants on this platform shaking and shaking and shaking.
The lights on the real Statue of Liberty cut off. The lights on the fake platform go on. The curtain comes down and lo and behold, Liberty is gone. The screen goes back up, Copperfield talks more, the stage rotates back to the statue, and when the curtain rises, magic. And what about walking through the Great Wall of China? Becker says what Copperfield calls his special camera is actually a projector, projecting an image that appears to go through the wall. In reality, he says Copperfield's behind the shadow box.
David never actually steps into the box.
This may look like a man going through the wall, but Becker says it's done with Jim Henson-type puppets. Off your TV screen, Copperfield rides the special camera's boom to the other side of the wall. He climbs into portable steps with a trap door to the platform.
Then at the right moment, they shut the image off, and that's when he rips open the curtain. You see him standing there.
Last night, we showed you the most elaborate tricks of David Copperfield.
You ready?
Tonight, we'll start with the basics. This old coin trick called the French drop.
You got it? Okay, this is the trick. He goes like this. I go like this. That's all magic is. Magic is only sleight of hand. There's no real magic.
Although Herbert Becker says David Copperfield's shtick is even easier. Using the magic of TV editing, it goes like this.
It's gone.
Without TV editing? Something else that stumped audiences for years and cost more than one gambler is hard-earned dollar.
What we have are 3 cards.
Put on your eagle eyes. This is a 3-card Monte.
We show 3 cards, 2 red kings, 1 black king. We turn them over. We take out the center card, the black king, we throw it on the table. We mix up the other 2 cards to mix you up. What card's on the table?
King of spades.
Did you guess the king of spades?
Place your bets.
The trick?
This one's special because on this one there's a little flap. Like that, you see? And this card goes behind the flap. Like that. And why don't you see it? Because this card goes on top of it. Oh. Like that.
Last but not least, these magical linking rings.
Take them like this. We'll go like this. And we'll go like this. Watch. Okay? That's how they link together. They come apart just as easily. Watch.
And the hole in this illusion?
So when I put them together, this finger is in front of the hole. So I merely take the ring and then I push it through there.
Now, what is it that makes Becker so controversial? Well, these are the tricks of the magic trade, and in his latest book in CD-ROM, Becker reveals the secrets behind all of these tricks and more.
Some magicians are furious, but an apology's the last thing Becker's likely to pull from his bag of tricks.
They're a bunch of wimps, mostly. They're poor entertainers. They depend upon the mechanics so much that they're afraid if someone knows how the mechanics work, they're out of business.
Magicians say Becker's revealing vital secrets.
And they're right, I am. Because the secret of magic is not the trick. It's the performance. That's what makes magic special.
His critics also claim that by exposing his best tricks, Becker's just trying to ride David Copperfield's coattails to fame.
Copperfield doesn't have any magic secrets. He's not a magician. He's a performer.
And just how did Becker manage to figure out all these tricks?
They're basic tricks. The tricks really have not changed for years.
In the cruelest cut of all, magicians have labeled Becker, who once escaped from a straitjacket faster than Houdini, breaking the Guinness Book World Record, a bitter and failed magician. Indeed, he admits, after traveling the circuit,
it just didn't seem as if I was getting anywhere.
A magician can show his hands this way, and yet he can pull out a thimble from there, okay?
Ramon Galindo did his first magic trick in 1928. He was 12 years old. For 69 years, he's kept the magician's code of secrecy.
I'm from the old school, and I was brought up not to show.
Then along comes author Herbert Becker, breaking the silence.
That's the worst you could do, to expose any magic.
And yet most magicians agree on one thing.
A great magician transcends the tricks and transcends the secrets and gives the audience an experience of magic that even knowledge of where the mirrors are or how the strings are pulled really should not affect.
Brad Henderson says sharing the secrets can only make people appreciate the art even more.
But the silver coin's actually a trick coin, because if I take it and throw it hand to hand, it gets very big, just like that. But you can bend it up so it doesn't really count. Here, go ahead, Jennifer, take the coin and bend it. Just bend it in half. Well, if you wait too long, it becomes a solid hunk of metal, and that's the mystery of the copper and silver coins. I've studied music all my life. I know how music pieces are put together, but I still love Beethoven.
Yes, no matter what the trick, it is the magician that makes it magic.
Since we had to travel all the way to Montreal to unlock the secrets of magic, before we show you the next trick, we thought we'd take you on a little tour. Then, when it's all done, you can say, been there, done that.
Welcome to Notre Dame Cathedral. The bells are deafening. Olympic Park. The Expos play here.
Fly ball. Derek May watches it soar.
And downtown, where sacks sing all day long. From street corners to stilts. Statues strike a pose or two. Puppets pound piano keys. And yes, we even met Canada's own Music Man.
Un jour on fait la pirouette et derrière les verrous, croyez-moi, on n'est rien du tout. On n'est rien du tout.
And don't forget the food. The restaurants are fabulous. There's French, there's Italian, and don't forget the pastries. I think I'm just going to try this one right now.
Not if you want to levitate, you don't.
I forgot. He's right. There's actually a weight limit for this trick. You can't be over 90 pounds, and I'm already pushing it, so I can't add even an ounce.
So here's the trick. 2 chairs, 1 board across. I sit down. Herbert takes out 1 chair, takes out the board, and presto changeo, I'm floating. Kind of. It's called the Chair Suspension Act. A reinforced bracket on the chair actually holds this board.
Turning it into a giant diving board.
A fake board goes underneath.
When the person is lying here, you don't see anything because the person is covered with a blanket. The fake board that I took away was what people thought you were actually resting on. And this is probably the smartest new thing in magic in 100 years.
And that's the secret of floating on chairs.
That's the best gimmick. Because the trick used to be just this. There was a board. I would carry a board out, put the board here, girl sits down, the whole thing's over. But this made it really interesting. Now once I was working in Atlantic City.
Their magic has fooled us for ages, but if you could know the secret to any trick at all, what would it be?
When he gets the lion or the animals on display, and then he makes them disappear and show up someplace else.
I guess just the old one, the sawing the lady in half. I'm sure that's very easy to do, but it kind of bothers me.
One time I saw a guy swallow half a dozen light bulbs.
Levitation? Mm-hmm. The famous sword trick. You've probably seen it done a dozen times. And since you asked, we're going to show you how it's done. But remember, if you want to know, but you really don't want to know how it's done, now's the time to leave the room.
It starts with this medieval-looking contraption. And, of course, a sword.
And then we push it through. Something like that. Then we leave her there like a shish kebab.
How is it done?
The simplest way of showing how it's done is to take it like this and go like that.
Survived the sword, now on to daggers.
Hello. Hello. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right. Take a deep breath.
Okay.
Thank you.
How'd he do it? No smoke, just mirrors. 2 of them that fold together like double doors, reflecting the sides of the box and hiding me behind them.
This trick is like the magic trick of all time.
As for making a tiger disappear and a lady appear, Becker says there are many ways to do it, and this is just one. First, you see the tiger in the cage. The cage is covered, and then false walls right here in the cage come up. Now the cage is lifted into the air, and the assistant, who is actually hiding here in a false bottom of the cage, moves into place. She stands up, the cage comes down, it appears to be empty, but it's not. The tiger is still in the cage, but a false wall also hides him. It's just hard to detect because there is a black curtain in the background, and they project an image of an empty cage, the bars on the curtain behind it. As for sawing a woman in half, Becker says in this method the depth of the box is very thin, but it's wide. It's wide enough to let the assistant curl his or her legs up into the box that the audience thinks holds only the head and the trunk. The legs and the feet that you see right here are often fake. In fact, a lot of times they're mechanical and you see them move. Now, Neil and Cliff, I think that the secret of magic actually lies with the performer, but now you know some of the mechanical secrets of magic.
Not quite. Of course. You'll never know how everything works.